What up, Team Light? I hope you guys are doing well today. Just a quick check-in. As usual, everyone has their own reality, own experiences, own feelings at this time. And that's really the consistent way it's been, right? Like, I think for, even if we tried to say many of us felt this or many of us, it doesn't matter. Many of us might feel a big shift or feel like we're on the brink of something and then it's gone away. Then we feel like we're on the brink, then it's gone away. And I've been getting more and more to a point, guys, where it's confirming that there's less and less reason to wait for anything out there to manifest. In other words, New Earth has already manifested. The light has already won. I do not plan on giving an ounce of energy to fixing anything from the old. So maybe let's take a second to discuss that. And this is just where I'm at now. You may feel like you have some solutions, and if you want to try them out there, that's great. We are in the unknown, so I encourage you to do as you feel called to do. But with that being said, when it comes to these structures that are out there, if some truth or disclosure comes out, what does that mean for, we still are going to have to rebuild the structures. In other words, if it's a school and some disclosure comes out, like, do you see what I'm saying? You're still going to have to make new curriculum, get teachers that want to teach, New Earth skills versus the crap conformity that they put out there now. If it's a hospital, New Earth doesn't deal with that kind of practice, so you're still going to have to rebuild or recreate the natural homeopathic ways of healing. So I want to make sure that we're all realizing at least that. I don't even like the thought of being inside of these buildings. Like, it makes me cringe, to be honest. And I know many of you that work in them now that are dealing with uncomfortable situations. I'm sure it's a million times worse than I can imagine. Or maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe you have found, because I know there are two pockets where there's different establishments where, the vibe is right. And that is because you and the people that you're with have made it that way, right? So at some point, you still created it. It had me thinking, why do I just feel like, I don't know, New Earth is here. And why do I just feel like I don't give a fuck what they do? And why do I just feel like it's official? Like, it's official. And I think it is a little bit of a unique situation that, I've already done this for myself. I didn't do it on the perfect path, as I don't expect a global level of a perfect path. That would be ridiculous. We're in the beginning of the actual physical manifestation of this transition. So what I'm talking about in my personal life is when I just quit working and I just came up with ways to work for myself. And I guess that's why sometimes I struggle with understanding why, I left, education because I worked in many different schools, many different scenarios, the city, I've told you guys this, city, suburbs, charter, Catholic, public, you name it. And I didn't like any of it. So once I collected the data and I realized, well, that sucks because my ego thought I'd be doing this. But my soul knows that if I'm only 7 years in the game, there's no way I'm going to last till retirement. And I like kids. I like teaching. I'll find another way to do it. And I did. I mean, literally, guys, almost all my work is online now. Thank God for COVID, because I have kids on the East Coast. I just meet them on Zoom. And now I'm finding local kids. This is literally all I do. I keep it so simple. Show up to the crib, business card folder, some calendars and shit, and then we bang it out. I customize the work for them. What I'm saying is, You can customize whatever skills you do in your career elsewhere. For some of you, you're going to listen to what I'm saying and it's not going to make any sense and it's not going to resonate. Again, I can't have blanket statements for everyone, but for some of you, I just really want you to know that the same way I felt about teaching kids and wanting to teach and wanting to empower, but also not settling for corrupt systems. And when I was within those systems, it's not to say I didn't advocate. It's not to say I wasn't grassroots. It's not to say I wasn't creative. But you know what happened? I ended up being accidentally the rebellious teacher. That's not fun. So if you are surrounded by people that are still like coworkers, that are still attaching and attached to the way they know it, I'm just, I want you to think about it. Like, is that something you want to be a part of? If it is, you're in the right spot. If you have a solution that I'm not thinking of, go for it. I think it might be a waste of your time though, because all the energy of all the years of these systems and that it builds momentum and that is all falling. I said it yesterday, 9/9 was, damn, did that knock me on my feet. I did not expect such a powerful shift. And I know it sounds like that's consensus for many of us, but here's what I do know. It's official. New Earth is here for those that have eyes to see. For those that have eyes to see. That has been another constant. Anyone can tap into this energy, whether I did it years ago, leaving structures that didn't work for me, or if this is the Great Awakening and some people are doing it with the masses. My biggest, thing I want to express right now, though, is please, that's what we're breaking away from. We want to be sovereign. We're not waiting on someone to tell us. We're not waiting on the, mass collective to do it all at the same time. This awakening is serving a lot of those that needed the push, the they haven't had, all of the things that wake you up and have you drop your ego and surrender to the universe and align with your God frequency, okay, and become more and more sacred, okay, get in touch with Gaia, hang out in sunlight, collaborate, not compete, see abundance, not dollar bills as however you can get them, scarce mentality. So please, let's make it simple for ourselves. The old is over. The old is evil. If you are on the ascension path, it's very simple. You want to take your unique gifts and talents from your past job or perhaps that you never tapped into and find a way to share them with the world. As soon as you do that, your abundance will come in. Your self-love will come in. That means your unconditional love will come in. That means you're going to start connecting with tribe. That means that you're now going to start connecting with your higher self. That means that you're going to have a better understanding of the community, unity, okay, that is New Eden, that is Blessed Gaia, Sacred Gaia, New Gaia, okay? Gaia has purged the heck out of her guts, and I think and feel and know, I know it, that, we're ready, we ready. We've been ready, but now we really ready. And, please comment below. I actually kind of feel like I'm the only one that's like, why are we waiting on what are you waiting for? You already know. If anything, it needs to still go on for the people who don't know. And I have news for you. I really think the ship has sailed for them. There's going to be some stragglers that wake up, and that's amazing. And I think that they know in their subconscious being that, I think they have figured it out too. I could be wrong. Because I may have a biased perspective. Because how many times have we been like, oh, they're going to all wake up now. Oh, they're going to figure it out now. Or, oh, and they don't. But don't we see this is the level of the decision that they made? It's their soul's business. And once the decision is made, it is a soul agreement. So does that make sense? I just don't like, I talked about like raising the bar high and keeping the bar high and not coming, you can't sink down, because if you sink down, you're not pulling the energy up more. And if we want to do what I know I feel so called to do, like my friend yesterday, I love her so much. She was saying like how like being distracted right now is a good thing. And it made me pause for a minute, and I thought, yeah, maybe for her, but I'm so busy right now. I'm so busy energetically. I'm so busy connecting with the people that are just showing up day to day as we're linking up over this last year. I'm so busy with like, yeah, I guess you can call me busy with my tutoring and my readings. I mean, I am moving forward every single day. I rest. I'm not saying that, but you know what I mean? Like, there are so many projects to be made, to be done. Please be creative. And I'm going to stop talking about that because I say it so often, but I feel like we still need the reminder not to wait. And blanket statements are not fair, right? Because it is so different for everyone right now. But for those of you that need to move, move. For those of you that, you know, need a new job or want to start your own thing, do it. You can still work at the place that you're suffering at and start doing your entrepreneur stuff or start collabing with people. It's infinite possibilities, so there's just no excuses. And if you're making excuses, well, that's for you. It's an excuse. We don't have to rush at all. Just knowing it's available is really crucial, though. It's really crucial. It's almost like, now I'm thinking, the way I'm saying, I'm like, are some people just into the drama? Because I will admit, the number one emoji I've been using for the last few weeks is the popcorn to everything. Because it's just like, we're watching a show, we're watching a show, we're watching a show. But are you watching the show? Are you engaged in the show? Are you watching it in a healthy way that's you're observing? Or really, guys, your soul is here. You had your awakening. You've done a lot of healing. You're continuing to do any healing that's left. You understand it's an ongoing process, but you do get to a point, like there are levels to the shit, and you get to a point where it's like, okay, I got to go out there, and it doesn't have to be abrupt and crazy and da-da-da-da. It just needs to keep going, though. Like, you're part of this. You're part of this. So if I'm the only one out here that's going to be having this mindset, so be it. But I do want to encourage you not to wait and not to engage. You do know that's 4D, right? You do know that's a whole nother track. You do know that it sounds 3, 4, 5 sounds good. It sounds like you're going up. 4 is not going up. You still didn't escape. You're still in it. So know what's going on, but God, I don't even think you really have to know what's going on that much anymore. It's, I mean, if you need, it's like when I first stopped watching the news, people would say, you never watch TV, like I don't have a TV, you never know what's going on. I'm like, yeah. And I tell people, you'd be surprised if you really need to know something that happened or that's going on, you will find out. God will put it in your path. Someone will share it with you. You'll be getting your, water bottle for your hike at the 7-Eleven because you forgot yours at home, and the clerk will say, did you hear about this? And you always get the information you need. Other than that, I'm not saying be oblivious, bro, but I'm just excited, per usual. I keep visualizing my homestead. I keep visualizing many of you, showing up. I feel like Arizona, like there are magnets under the very ground I'm walking on. I have never seen so many people. It's like a pilgrimage. So many people coming to Arizona, and a lot of people are traveling to Hawaii too. Locals here, I don't know about, but like it's not stopping. And I encourage those of you that are serious about perhaps doing some kind of homesteading, and even if you're just thinking about it, go to the link in my bio, the very last button. I have like it's a Google form. I just ask for like How interested are you? Would you want a yurt, a tiny home, or a van, or you don't fucking know? But anyway, if this is something like, that's ways to get the ball rolling too, because now you're starting to think, what is my next step? What is my life going to look like? Or what am I going to try and then change my mind? That leads me to my last point that I almost forgot to make. So, very, very, very consistently, the messages in my DMs I've been getting for the last few days, because everything comes in waves. A lot of you, you're feeling the rush to the next step, the rush to the next step. Many of you have taken the initial steps, or you at least are doing the proper preparation. But if you're feeling like really pushed right now, I gotta tell you, the way 9/9 was, you may want to chill to the end of the month, not because anything bad is going to happen. Everything bad already did happen. Hello. This spell for hundreds of thousands of years. But the shifts are going to be so great that you might change your mind again. In other words, where you're at now, you might have some new inspiration, or you may heal a big piece that you were missing, whatever, and it'll change your perspective. So while I'm encouraging us to keep, you see how it's hard to have these general conversations? While I'm encouraging us to keep the ball rolling, the best way to do that is your imagination. Because when you imagine it, you dream it up, you fucking manifest it. But also when you imagine it, it keeps you in the present moment, away from the 40 and lower bullshit, toxic, evil, satanic, dead, over shenanigans. Just stay away from that shit. If you don't know the next step, you're getting used to embracing the unknown. When you are in other realms, there is no time. It's timeless. Time is made up. So since we're aligning with our higher self, okay, our higher dimensional self, that's part of it, becoming timeless, okay? Becoming timeless is part, so don't worry about, again, the rigid steps. Don't worry about even not knowing the exact outcome. Just, you got to keep going within. I can't tell you everything. You got to go within. That's another thing, man. You got to go within. Trust thyself. Trust thyself. And know that you can do what I print out some things, make a Google website, change your mind later, do Zoom meetings with whatever, or you can do whatever you want, like anything. I've changed so many things I do constantly, and that's the best way to be, you know, until if I like it, I keep doing it. If it's not working, I try something new. That's simple. Yes, it's all within. Thank you, Ladybug. Listen, Ladybug has a very beautiful, kind heart and nice way of saying these things, but I like how you made that capitalized. That's her way of emphasizing without, but I'm like, come on. She's like, all within. It's all within. Thank you, Carol. Anyone else? What up, Jill? What up, Julia Eve? What up, Healing Oaths? What up, Bronte? Around the World, Evan. Guys, maybe it's time for us all to throw in our dime and get some land out here, because I also, when I tell you I'm doing all kinds of pieces that I'm just, it's, I have to be careful what I say out here. I have a maneuver I'm doing, because you got to realize, I don't have the dough to go out there. If I had the freaking money, guys, this would already be, I'd be filming out there on my homestead with my beautiful, I can't wait to have all the food I'm going to grow. Oh my God. Even just like the herbs and stuff. But if people are serious, like, that's what I'm saying. Put your name on that list. We can all put in a little bit, maybe, and do something with what I'm working on now with someone else. In other words, I keep working with these different investors, but if they're not up to par, like, I'm being super selective. And unfortunately, some people that I did have plans with from other parts of the world, they don't want to take that thing, that task to come over. I don't blame them. But why do I feel that? Does anyone, I feel so much magnetism, and I think I am always a little bit ahead of the game. So but I don't know. People need places to go. I'm still going to make my little starseed. We're going to call it, wait, what do we call it? Oh yeah, Star Camp. Star Camp in the mountains, homestead. with lots of space, because I know I'll have my own lair somewhere far, far away and come hanging out when I feel like it, which will be, you know, often. But I think we all have that understanding. You could even, here's an example. Say you like that idea homestead, or say you don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Go look up how to build a yurt or a yurt kit. Or if you're on my Patreon, I post this kind of stuff because I've been doing this research for funsies for the last year. If it's not a yurt, what about a geodome? Do you know how amazing it is to live in a geodome, and that if there's like 3 of us there, we can pop that bad boy up, and if you decide to leave, you could roll out and go to your next spot? Maybe you want to get, you want to do van life. Start watching van life videos. I have a whole playlist of them. That's what I am going to do, van life at some point. I'm going to build my own creeper van out. I even have the dimensions and everything from this amazing ebook from this guy in the UK. So what I'm saying, people are, you find ways, you stay creative, you open up your imagination, and that's when, you know, things open up. I don't want people to be stressed. I can't believe some people still care about all that. We know they're fake. We know we know what they are. We know what they are. It is a pretty freaking amazing show. But what part are you, you know, what part are you in? Are you, like, I think we're like, I always say we're like going to be the new elders. It's how it feels. Because we're experiencing, remember when like, okay, I'm 35, when I was, Roger, I think you and I were talking about it, how like we've seen all the different electronics, like everything from, you know, when you first got, like people got like computers in their house and they were huge, and then like a Walkman and a Talkboy and like the CD you had to hold like this, and then the iPod, and then everything. Like think about that transition, how fast. That's how fast we're going to move with all of our upgrades as well. The collaboration part is going to be dope because we do have some fly-ass souls on the planet right now. Like, they did hook us the fuck up. Today, I thought to myself when someone in the Matrix, I won't say her name, family member, said... Literally, like, it was like a last attempt at a sabotage. It was like, well, you do everything differently and the opposite of everyone, so I'm not going to judge you right now. But it was one of those back-ended things. And I thought, man, it took me right back to my whole life of always being black sheep, oddball, whatever. And I thought to myself, like, I usually think, wait till we're on, you know, the other side of things, in the spirit world, and they see who I am. Then they'll understand why I was doing the things I was doing. That's how I always think. But today was the first time I was actually like, damn, wait till I see who she is. Because she's still trying to throw the freaking... It was just crazy. It was one of those crazy ones where you're like, damn, I didn't even think about that part. So... yeah, good times, good times. Thanks, Ladybug. I want to do, so yeah, I was telling Ladybug earlier too, I'm going to do some like random shit. So there are 4 major things that I'm tired of doing all the talking and I want us to talk to, but I don't expect, I see how you guys are. Some of you guys are more talkative. Sometimes it's fun down there. Sometimes it's crickets, shyness, etc. But I'm going to start, because Patreon has this thing, you can do a live event. So instead of doing a live here, I'm going to have more of a structured and plan, like not just me rambling forever with a crazy bun in my hair. Like one of the ones I want to do is like the keys to ascension, for those of you that want that. One of them is going to be learning how to heal with your hands and other energy healing, if you want that. Others, I'm definitely doing a rainbow light body one, okay? And I'm going to show you guys the artwork and all of the things like from all different cultures. So I think I'm just going to like, I don't know, not go crazy, but maybe on an upcoming Sunday, maybe open up to like 5 people or something if anyone wants to pop in on Patreon, and we'll do a little bit of the topic. And then for the second half, I want to open up the room and like you guys can chat, or if you don't, you can leave. You can if you just want to come for the like lesson or the teaching part. But this is where I'm at, and like no one's allowed to talk about fucking Bill Gates in there. Okay, we can mention this stuff. I'm not saying no, like not allowed. I'm just saying let's be really mindful. Like the ascension path, it's all about that, guys. We have to focus on what we're creating. Otherwise, we're not creating shit. And I'm excited. This can be fun. This is what we waited for. So, yeah. Go YouTube some shit. Go look up some geodomes. Go look up how to grow your own food if you don't plan on leaving. If you like sage and you burn it all the time, start growing your own and dry it. All these little things we can do. It doesn't have to be picking up and moving across the country like me. I know. I'm just speaking, I can only speak from my experience. Go on, I saw people on Nextdoor, I was posting an ad on Nextdoor, and I saw some local people, like the one woman she has a shitload of basil, and I think she was just giving it away, but there were other people with like dates and like, I don't know, amazing looking produce. I'm like, this is fucking, how's New Earth on Nextdoor? I had no idea. That's New Earth. That's New Earth, growing your own food, sharing with others in a community, finding creative ways to share when you don't live up their ass or you're not their next door neighbor. It's on and next door sucks. I mean, that place is really still, woohoo. Even for Arizona, Arizona does not play into this the way other places in the world do. And I go on there, I'm like, holy shit, there's bots on here too? I don't know. I'm not on enough, so I'm not, but the one thread, I was like, on to the dates. Anyhow, I hope you're well. Keep using your intuition. Keep going within. Yes, you may ask advice. Yes, you may seek, counsel but please remember, you have all the answers. This is the time we walk and talk as our godlike self. That still triggers some of you, I know. But guess what? You know how we are one thing? We are one with God. We are God in the flesh. We are one. He created us in the like and image. I don't even mess with the whole God thing. I still have my hang-ups from messed up Catholic church stuff that I'm still... But it's just... I don't even know how these Bible things are coming to me. Freaking salt of the earth. Come on, guys. Also, what's the other one that I keep thinking of? I shared with Yvonne. Is it Joseph or Jacob? Jacob. And the multi-technicolor dream coat. Dude, that's all about rainbow light body. I did see the play when I was a kid, and I hated it. And I remember being like, well, I'm at Catholic school and they never take us on a real field trip. We're at another school's play for our field trip. But when he came out in that coat doing all this shit, I never forgot it. And that's why I had that Salt of the Earth song in my head. And then I realized it's Jacob's Ladder. And then I realized it's the stairway to heaven is Jacob's Ladder, which is the ascension path. And I don't know the storyline of the play. This is just, it's all connected. They're straight up characters from the Bible here now. I know it seems weird because it was such old times, but like, past lives, make the connections, guys. We're seeing it all. Fucking epic. It really is a damn good movie. All right. I love you all. Have a great